Hello YouTube, this is Chesko from STEM Applications. Welcome to another tutorial. This tutorial we're going to continue where we left off in the last tutorial. As you remember, in the last tutorial we did all of these. And now, actually we've done all of that so far. In this tutorial we're going to add this directory with these files. So basically we're adding an image processor TSX. Image processor TSX is just like the image processor component from the other file that they were sharing, the canny and the edge detection. Same file basically. And then we're adding a page for the filtering, a page for the histogram, a page for the sharpening, and a page for the threshold. But before we do that, we need to add um, a navigation. We need to add this guy to the navigation bar. So the first thing we're going to do is going in here and going to navigation and then do redo and then do this. So now you save it, and now we did this one. Okay, so this is ready to go. So we can close that for now and then continue with the other one. This guy. So now we're going to copy and paste. This is done. So this is the image processor. It's this one right here. Those are the props. And we're going to do a copy and paste of all of these and create a file into our we're going to create a directory first called image processing. And then in there, in the root of that file, we're going to put something called image. Actually, it's image processor TSX. And here we're going to copy and paste. And you're getting a couple errors because it's JavaScript CV, the OpenJS. We'll deal with that because as you remember, I'm using any here. And we'll deal with it later. So let's just save it. And now let's go back here and we're going to be opening, creating these files now. So we're going to go into image processing and let's go filtering. Let's do it at one shot. Page TSX. That's done. Then go to this. Might as well do them all right here while I'm here. File. That one's called sharpening. Page TSX. Another one. Histogram. Page TSX. And last one is sitting over it again. Treasure. So we do thresholding. Page TSX. That's the last one. So we're supposed to have 4 in here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and the image processor. Good. So now let's populate these pages. So this one I'm going to close not to confuse you. And now we gotta populate these pages. But before we do that, let me show you the process or TSX file so you see what we just copy and paste. So I told you it's the same, basically the same file that the other file. TypeScript, state management, error handling. Make sure it's loaded. Make sure the WebAssembly is ready to go. Initialize. Handler, just like the other one. It's loaded, it's selected, is it there, is it ready? The here clean up, and then here rendering, UI rendering, making it look pretty. Okay, so just like the other one. So what we're going to do now is to this page, the filtering page. These are different. So we're going to oh, it's not letting me do it again. Why that particular one? So weird. Um, it's not letting me copy and paste it. It scrolls, so let's go to plan B. Make it smaller enough that I can copy and paste. Is it this one? It made it so small that I cannot even read it. Oh, that's sharp. It's this one. Let's see. Is this one. Two. Still not letting me scroll. Copy it. This is what I have to do. If you know how to do a way to do it, I don't know why it does that once in a while, Jupiter, for some reason. And going to here and going to the filtering, this page right here. Just let it be. And I think I lost something. Getting an error. So what did I lose? I lost a bracket. Yeah, went away. So that's good. And now might as well do the histogram now that I have it, so I don't go through that again to try to make it smaller. This one. Let's see. And I believe that this one is histogram. Just this one. B green. Good. Command S. Third one. And don't worry, I'll show you. I'll make it bigger and we go over the code. I'm just doing this because I'm having a hard time scrolling. Then that one is sharpening. So this one. And I'm getting error. This is this one. Now that's good. And the last one is, this is the longest one. That's the threshold. And C thresholding. B looks green. Bingo. Beautiful. One is safe. Okay. Now we can talk about the code. So I can maximize it again. Sorry I had to do that, but there was no way around it. For some reason, sometimes it doesn't scroll. Okay, so let's go to the first one. Talk about the code filtering. Okay, what's going on here? This is what we're doing here. We're bringing the hooks from React. We're bringing image processor. That's the one right here. This file right there that we just created, the earlier one. We're bringing threshold controls for the sliders. And here is where the magic happens. Stating it as a Gaussian, and the parameters for the state are here. Kernel size, segment color, and segment space. Okay, these are the controls that are going to be populating the controls, the sliders. You're creating same thing that we did, similar to in edge detection. You have the kernel size, you have the min, the max, the step size. Nothing changes from before. It's just this is different, but basically it's very similar. Here we're doing the handle the param change, the use callback. This is basically optimization of the code to make it run fast and make it so you don't keep reloading. That's all it is, just like we did in the other one. Another callback. Now the magic. This is where I wanted to talk about. This is giving three cases. Case 1, Gaussian. Case 2, median. Case 3, bilateral. What's going on here is this. When you go into image processing and you go into filtering, you're going to have a drop down that is going to give you Gaussian blur, median blur, bilateral filter, and you choose which one you want to use. This is basically what is happening here. So now what you do is you go into, let's go back here. And what are these? If you ever had a question of what these parameters are, all you need to do is go into the documentation. You go into the main page right here, this main page, and you're gonna have the most important modules right there. For our case today, we're only going to be dealing with image filtering and this guy, miscellaneous image transformations. When you click in it and you go inside, let's say that you want to know what's Gaussian blur and what these things are doing. All you need to do is go here, find Gaussian blur, go into find Gaussian, go to the G, I went to bar, Gaussian blur. And these are these three here: source, destination, kernel size. The other ones are not links. There's a reason why, and I'll go in more into detail one bit. So it's these three: source, destination, kernel size. Same thing for medium blur: source, destination, kernel size. This one is a little bit different, bilateral. So we go to bilateral, we find it. And if that's what you do if you have a question and you don't know what's going on. So let's say that you don't know what kernel size is and sigma color and what sigma space. You don't know what that is. So you just go there, find out. And there it is. It's the source, destination, D, sigma color, sigma space. Let's say that you don't know what a D is. It's right there. Tells you diameter of each pixel. You don't know what a sigma color is? It's right there. Sigma space, border types, all of that stuff. All of it is there. So that's what's going on here. Here you're just doing the cleanup and copying to the destination. And here is just the UI rendering of the image, making sure that everything is the image processor and the threshold controls. And that's what you see here. Okay, so when you do image filtering, you see the drop down. You see this one only has kernel size because it's only 3. So you remember, there's only 3: source, destination, and kernel size. So all you have here is kernel size. And here is the source, destination. Okay, so this is image processing. Now we're going to do page. We're going to do the other one, histogram equalization. This one is a little bit different because it has a clip limit and tile size. And the imports are the same. The controls, same. This is where it gets a little bit different because it's using this guy to do his histogram equalization, which is a big improvement from the old histogram equalization. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you go here, you go into histograms, and this is Clahe, I don't know how to say it. It stands for Contrast Limited Adaptive Histogram Equalization. An improvement of basic histogram equalization. If you go all the way to the bottom, this is the old style, the old one that we used to use we still use it for certain things, but the Clahe works better. And if you go into the documentation, it will show you, it gives you better detail. It's a better approach most of the time. So that's what that is. So that in histogram equalization is using a clip limit. And what is the clip limit? If you go here, you're going to, where is it? It talks about it. It's basically the clip limit. There's a section that I cannot find now that talks about the clip limit. But basically, let's just go a little bit if I can explain it. Tile size is normally 8 by 8. Clip limit is the intensity, and the clip limit will be determined here in this equation right here. We're taking the parameters and the tile size, which it will be 8 and then 8, and then it will do its magic and it will do the apply function, which is this one right here that we just saw. It's this one. So it's taking an input array, which is the source and the destination, and then applying this Clay apply to it. I mean, I is using a few things that I I don't know how it works to tell you the truth, all of it. All I know is doing like four things. Uh, all I know it works better than the old one, and it's a combination of using this one, this function, and this function, and for some reason it does a better job. It works. It's like magic. So that's what's happening there. Like I said, if you want to learn more about it, you can go there and find out here because they go into detail. In this one, the next one is going to be the image sharpening. Same thing again. Density, kernel size, and now it's got sigma. Threshold controls, very similar to the other ones. Nothing changes, just different step sizes, different mins, different maxes. This is the same from all the files that we've seen so far. Now here it's using Gaussian blur again, very similar to the other one. Normally you're always going to see that they first create the matrix and then they do a noise reduction of it. So it's always going to be grayscale, noise reduction, most of the time. So you're going to see Gaussian blur used all the time, and also the weights. And that's what it does here. It just same thing, threshold controls, and then image processor. And the last one is thresholding. And the thresholding basically it's got some different values here. And so that one I want to go more into what they are, because you're going to see things that we have not seen before, which are the block size and C constant. And if you have questions on threshold, you go to threshold. So you go into this one is harder to find. Last time I did this, I think it's image transformations. Yeah. So you have the adaptive threshold types, and you have some of the threshold types right here, the enums. If you want to know what's going on with these guys, what a threshold binary, threshold mass, test Otsu, you go here and it tells you exactly, by the way, if you don't know where I went, it's miscellaneous image transformations. And then you go into here and it tells you what they are. What a threshold level, what a binary, binary inverted, truncate, threshold to zero inverted, and threshold to zero. And you're gonna see them here. This is the C++, and you're gonna have the Python. And if you don't know where it is coming from, what a binary inverted, this is where it's coming from, and you can learn more about it right here. And if you want to know what the adaptive threshold, like for example, we're dealing with block size and we're dealing with the double C constant, this is what here they're explaining. It takes a source, an image, like always, destination, same thing, nothing different, nothing changes. Max values and adaptive method. This is what is different here. So the types are these types that I just showed you. And if you don't know what it tells you what a binary is, we just saw that. Block size, size of a pixel neighborhood that is used to calculate a threshold value for the pixel. And C, this is the C constant, subtracted from the mean or weighted mean. See details below. And this is where you see here that is taking the constants, it's taking this, and then there was a section there that It's asking the question is what is the block size, and then it does its thing. It is either 1 or 2, or I mean, you now you know where to find it if you have a question. But it's basically it's giving you. Let's go here, threshold. If you go to threshold, you're gonna see it's gonna have 4. So it's gonna have the binary, binary inverse, adaptive Gaussian, and Otus method. Each one works completely different. So let's see. I don't know if it works now. Let's try it. So far so good. Oh no, this is the old one. Sorry. This is ours. So let's reload it. And there it goes. Let's see if it works. Let's try. So far so good. So 3 JPEG. Process image. No, it's not taking it. Let's reload it. Choose file. JPEG. Open. It's not working. Why it's not working? Let's see what's going on. Image processor. Oh, no, it should be working. See? What good terms? What errors I get? OpenCV, Isabel. Yeah, that was fine. Let's, maybe because we changed the navigation bar. Let's try it. It's not giving me errors, so that's weird. So reload it. It's loading. Error. Filtering. Choose a file. Cell 3. There it goes. Now it works. It just needed to be reloaded. And now, image sharpening. Choose a file. Cell 4. Process. There it goes. And going back to what I was explaining before, the thresholding, if you go, you're going to see that you have binary. I gotta make this darker so you can see it, binary inverse, and then you do choose a file, process image, there it goes. So it works. Beautiful. So we got now it's starting to look like a navigation, starting to look closer and closer to these. So we got a few more to go, but it's getting there. So this is the end of this tutorial. If you like this tutorial, please click the like box and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you next time in the next tutorial. Take care. Thanks for watching.